Global happenings today. We communicate. We analyze global news.
Hello beautiful people, welcome back to our channel. Pressure is truly mounting on Mr. President to do the very needful. A date has been set, but most Nigerians are wondering, would that date in all sincerity, would it be honored? A lot of Fubara's loyalist supporters are literally dancing their way. Each gathering, they seem to be dancing and having fun. Is there something they know that most Nigerians do not know? We're going to find out in a moment. But before we do that, kindly subscribe to our channel. Now, according to the news, political stakeholders in oil-rich River State have said, having shown sufficient regret for his actions or inactions, Governor Siminalayi Fubara deserves to be reinstated. There's certain stakeholders proceeds that reinstatement is coming soon. Now, there are speculations that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is under intense pressure from prominent Nigerians over the current emergency rule in Rivers State. Now, President Tinubu may reinstate the suspended Governor Siminalayi Fubara by May 29th. Prince Obonna Nweke, a former member of the House of Representatives, said, according to a report, everything is the realm of speculations. I think as a Democrat, the president should use May 29th, which is a big day in our country's political history, to convince the whole world that he is indeed a true Democrat by reinstating Governor Fubara, his deputy, and the House of Assembly. On her part, Anne Kiobrix, spokesperson for the Ijaw Republic Assembly, IRA, believes that the reinstatement of Fubara on May 29th would make more sense to the people of the state. She said, and I quote her word for word, "He has to be reinstated on May 29th, being a democracy day, so that the governor can join his colleague governors to celebrate his second year in office." Briggs explained that the entire Rivers people would appreciate Tinubu if he could bring back our governor on May 29th. She added, "That is our democracy day. It will bring a lot of succor to the people of the state who have suffered as a result of the crisis in the past 2 years." Meanwhile, Fubara's recently visited Nyesom Wike, the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory (FCT), at his Abuja residence to beg for reconciliation. The visit came a few days after Fubara held a meeting in London with the President Tinubu over Fubara political feud with Wike, which led to Tinubu declaring an emergency rule in the oil-rich rivers and suspended Fubara and other elected officials for initial 6 months. And now, one Nosike said Governor Fubara cannot claim to seek peace and at the same time allow his supporters to insult people on social media platforms and stage protests on the street. He warned that this could create unrest. Wow, my colleague is in the house. Well, they did mention something quite unique. They said all of this is actually on the realms of speculation, but there are mounting pressure on Mr. President to use May 29th, Democracy Day, Nigerian Democracy Day, as a day to reinstate Fubara. But one thing is certain as well, there's a lot to gain for Mr. President. He is literally overseeing the affairs of River State and as well as the allocation. So there are quite a lot of things that will not be accounted for during this Ibas tenure. And now saying that it should be reinstated means a lot of free funds, freebies that some of these top politicians are enjoying come free. Much as they are pressuring Mr. President, I do not think that forces behind would want Fubara reinstated so soon. 6 months is big enough for them to be able to amass so much and be able to save so much. But then that's my perception. But what's your take? Do you think that with all this pressure of speculation of May 29th for reinstatement of Fubara, do you think that Mr. President will really listen, hearken, adhere, and possibly bring back Fubara on that date?
Well, the pressure is much, I must say. People have spoken. Don't forget that this same issue that we're currently deliberating on is before the law court. Up till today, we seem not to know the head or the tail of the case. No particular date has been issued as per when the case will commence and all of that. Delay tactics, left, right, center. So I think in the middle of this, the government can do the needful, because I believe that if he's been reinstated, that those cases will be closed out. The owners of those cases may not go extra mile again with it. So I think all of these persuasions are coming based on the fact that May 29, which is democracy. I think they shifted it. May 29 is Democracy Day, but somehow because of June 12, they shifted it. Democracy Day should be June 12. They shifted it to June 12. But that was the day that we saw democracy in Nigeria manifest. So I feel that if he doesn't do it on May 29, at least June 12, he should do something, because the purpose of him doing that is to show how much he believes in democracy. Don't forget that whatever he has done thus far, he's militating against the principle of democracy, and also being unconstitutional. Those things are not provided for in the Constitution. So go about doing it clearly shows that you have little or no respect for the Constitution. And here we all have heard a story far back in 1998 or 1997 that he was 1993, that he was a warrior of democracy. He fought for democracy so much. He wanted to do everything to restore back democracy as at then, but somehow some other issues came up, and a lot of them have to flee the country. But be that as it may, that should be a reminder, and I feel that those who are standing against it should re-emphasize it more and more. Let him understand that this country is far beyond this. Forget about it as a national democracy. We're growing every day. I think as of now, we're talking about 26 years. 26 years in democracy. 26-year-old boy is grown enough to know his left from his right. And this guy we're talking about here is not newbie in democracy. He's been around for as long as possible. He had featured as a senator, as a governor of a state for as long as 8 years. So which means that whatever he's doing is very intentional about it. And if he is going unconstitutional, it's also clear intention. Let it not be on the basis of pretending to preserve the peace of the state, which was never been trouble. Because some people say that he was rushing in to preserve the peace of democracy. But what actually happened? Absolutely nothing. Nothing happened. There was no pointer anywhere. They were trying to initiate maybe impeachment process and all of that. We would have gone through the impeachment and come out without any issues. You understand? But, if he had taken this move, let's say he was scared of what was going to happen. Okay, now you have taken this move. Clearly shows that everything has returned back to status quo. Let them continue their rulership, and let the people of River State see you more from the perspective of a Democrat. I can assure you that if Mr. President decides to call off this stuff on whether May 29 or June 12, it will be a noise that will be, the celebration will exceed this year into next year, which is his own time for his re-election. But if he refuses to do it, it will be what all the other opponents will be using against him. Forget about money. Some people believe, okay, you want to accumulate money from River State Ports and all of that. Forget about that. The people's support is what really matters, because we don't have to, always wake up to one ideal thing when it comes to election in Nigeria, that it was rigged. It doesn't make sense. Let it come to a point that you do the right thing, whereby a reasonable percentage of Nigerians, will say this election was free and fair. Truly, Bola Tinubu won the election. That's what we want to see, and that will come on the auspices, on the back of doing the right thing.
I totally agree with you on some certain issues, but a wrong was done, and we need to praise the wrong when it is trying to be corrected. If a wrong is a wrong, it's a wrong.
Yeah.
Correcting it doesn't make the wrong right.
It's going to look like he was under pressure, because he was expecting that we're going to lose democracy in River State. That's that's how a lot of people will interpret
it. Still doesn't matter.
Of
A
course,
wrong
it
is a
doesn't
wrong. But
guarantee,
then
yeah.
again, let's meet in our comment section. That's